Today we are checking out a new model from Vosteed Knives, and in my opinion, this is the best they've done. This is the best yet from Vosteed, and I think this is going to be very difficult for them to beat. Now, before we get to the video, I want to recommend to you guys some USA-made apparel from Neve Knife Co. I have it linked down in the description. We have a bunch of different designs. We're gonna have more designs dropping, and we have the American flag now as a moving forward flag. So if you make any purchases buying the USA made apparel, it will be a moving forward flag on your right shoulder. So check out the links down in the description. Let's get to the video. I'm gonna pull up some other Vosteed knives to compare to these. However, I do think that this is possibly gonna be one of the best models of 2024, especially from Vosteed. So let's check out the Psyop, the Vosteed Psyop, using their top liner lock, or what's also called a compression lock. So it's a compression lock just like you see on Spyderco's within a button attached. We're gonna go over that here in 1 second, but the knife overall, the lines, the shape, the materials is amazing. Now, there's two different versions here, and you can get them either in either color or either finish, plain or black. Now, the one is contoured. You can get this one in black, and then this one's flat with micro milling on each side. So you can get it in either option. The blade steel's Elmax, the handle material is titanium. I frickin' love this blade shape. This is one of my favorite blade shapes. It's somewhat of like a hybrid between a spear point and a drop point. It's a drop point for sure. The tip is a little bit higher than the center of the pivot, but because it arcs, that is going to be so easy to do utility cuts. Love that swedge, nice and thin behind the edge. Beautiful plunge grind way back here that also is a finger choil. Yeah, man, this one's a good one. We're going to talk about the action here in 1 second, but yeah, really, really good geometry. We have a nice looking pocket clip on it and back spacer. We have a little bit of traction on the back spacer. Now, let's talk about the action. So I do have a little bit of inconsistency here between these two. One has a stronger detent. However, because I have a bunch of their top liner locks, and almost all of them have a perfect detent, like in a really, really good detent. This one just happens to be a little softer. I might be able to adjust that, I'm not sure, but it's still really, really well done. Like, a lot of people wouldn't even say that. But when I grab this one and feel how crispy this one is, that's when I can really tell the difference. This one has a nice crispy detent. Not that, you know, it's a massive difference. I just prefer more of a crispier detent. But anyways, the Elmax blade, nice geometry, ergonomics on both of them is amazing. I honestly don't know which one's more comfortable, because this one being contoured obviously makes it comfortable, but even the flat scales are something about the way your fingers wrap around, because it's almost like they're flat in some areas. So this just, man, it melts in your hand. I don't think you can go wrong with either one, to be honest. Both of them are gonna have equally as good ergonomics. And you know, you have tons of room. It's a great size knife. So as far as pocket knife size goes, it would be a large knife, but damn it, it's like my favorite size. You can see we have a chamfer around the edge on both versions. That chamfer also helps with the ergonomics because, you know, your fingers wrap around it. Looks like TA hardware all the way around. Let's talk about this action really quick, and we'll use this one as an example. So we do have a front flipper, and it works very, very well. I do want to nitpick though, even though it's working great and I have no problems using it. It's a good front flipper, but it could be better if they would have used finer jimping and brought the jimping up and around. I'm surprised of all companies that missed the ball on that one. It'd be these guys, but it's good though. So it's still sharp jimping. I actually like the jimping. I don't mind this jimping. I usually like it a little bit finer, but even if they would have just added 1 or 2 little fine jimpings up on the top, that would have been really cool. However, like I said, it doesn't really matter. So, you know, that's a nitpick that most people are not going to care about. The hole deployment, the shape, you know, it just lands in a perfect spot. Same thing with the thumb flick. And because of this chamfer, these little details make all the difference. So when you put your thumb down in there, it's soft. This is not harsh, it's not sharp. So when you fire it off right here, this corner, unlike a lot of knives where this corner would be sharp, it's not. It's comfortable. At least I don't have any issues with it. My thumb just kind of naturally pops right out. Same thing, exact same thing with the reverse flick. That is a huge deal, you know, with a reverse and thumb flick, as far as it not being uncomfortable, you know, when you fire it, especially a bunch of times in a row. The button or top lock, compression lock, you can see we have the button attached. Then we have the liner that engages between the stop pin and the tang of the blade. Now, why is this such a strong locking system? Well, a regular liner lock would just go right underneath the tang of the blade. This instead wedges into a groove. So you see that groove right there? So it wedges into that groove and puts pressure on the stop pin. So kind of like if you think about a triad lock, the difference between a back lock and a triad lock is literally just the stop pin. The stop pin is placed in between the locks, so the lock wedges itself between the stop pin and the tang of the blade in a little groove, kind of like this, and it's incredibly, incredibly strong. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is as strong as a triad lock, but it is a very durable, very strong locking system. I'm pretty sure that they've been tested up to like 150 pounds or something like that. I don't know if these guys would be able to do that, but that's some of the tests I've seen on compression locks. But the drop, man, obviously it's just like fall shut because it allows you to have basically a button and liner, or basically a button and a compression lock action. Compression locks are already nice and fidgety, but having the compression lock or the top liner lock, it has a detent ball on it, so it allows it to have the same consistency you get from you can say a compression lock or a liner lock with the detent. And they're also pretty easy to tune because all you gotta do is bend that lock bar over if you want it stronger or weaker. But yeah, it allows it to have very, very fidgety action, a great detent, and great, well, very fidgety obviously, but a great drop, a great deployment, and nice and strong, reliable, durable, and durable over time. You know, compression locks are known for being pretty strong over time. Every lock is going to eventually break in and eventually kind of wear in, but you can adjust it. Anyways, let's really quick go over the nitpicks and then we'll check it out next to a couple other knives. So I honestly don't have much, you know, like I said, I wish the jimping was, you know, had an extra jimping or two on the top corner. I think the corner should always have some sort of jimping because your thumb sometimes lands there. This is really good. So next thing is this one has a lighter detent than this one, and I wish it had a crispier detent. I could, you know, tune that myself, so it's not that big of a deal, but you know, it's something I'm observing since I have two to basically compare. The titanium mill pocket clip works great, man. Good job on the clip. It looks good and it functions very, very well. The first time I put it in the pocket, I was pretty surprised. One thing I could probably complain about is that there's no left hand option. It is right hand only, and this is a locking system that will work amazing in both right and left hand. I'm surprised they did that because, you know, that could be a deal breaker for lefties, even though this would absolutely be a knife that they would go with because it's not only such a good knife, but it works just as well in the left as it does the right. Not a lot of negative here, guys. This is all good. This is pretty much all really, really good. Which one do I prefer more? Well, right now it's this one because of the detent, but other than that, let's say they were both very, very the exact same. I kind of like this one with the flat with the milling with a plain finish like this. So this version with this shape or pattern, whatever. I think Either way, I don't think you go wrong with either one. This one's badass too, you know. They're both, man. They're both absolutely amazing. And like I was saying, man, for use, this is going to be a phenomenal user. You can use it in any grip, any way possible. Very awesome. Let's check it out next to the Chaos. So here is the Vosteed Chaos. Awesome, awesome knife. You can see they are basically the exact same length, almost. This one's a tad bit longer, but not by much. And this, again, uses the top liner lock, and they made it so good. The detent, this is a flipper tab that works so well with a button lock, which is not a button lock, you know what I mean, though. So this is an awesome knife. The new one that they're doing right now that has a Kickstarter, I will link everything down in the description. So this one has a new locking system as well, and it's, you know, it seems to be a nice strong locking system as far as like a folding knife locking system. So it's pretty cool how that works. Go watch that video if you want to see how this lock works. It's pretty fascinating, but it does make for a nice durable, rock solid lockup. But you can see the size difference there. Awesome knife. Then this one actually has the top liner lock again. So you can see this is their new knife. What the heck was the name of this guy? The, dang it, the Hedgehog, I think it is. Yes, this is the Vosteed Hedgehog. I dig this thing a lot. Again, it has the top liner lock that offers a super crispy, very crispy detent with amazing, amazing action and a nice strong lockup. This is a good one, guys. I can't express that enough. Try it out, try it out. And then the last one I'm gonna show, we have the Raccoon. And this Raccoon, instead of having just a traditional button lock or a crossbar lock, because it does come in both, this one has the top liner lock. Same lock as what's on here. So it allows it to have a nice crispy breaking detent while also being very fidget friendly, just like a button lock, but even better. Not only stronger, but like I said, crispier detent and more consistent. But you can see the size difference. This is a phenomenal knife. I recommend this one highly. It is just an all-around banger. 14C28N, micarta scales. Awesome, awesome knife. Like I said, I will have everything linked down in the description for you guys if I missed anything that you guys are probably questioning. But like I said, man, this is a banger. This is an absolute banger. They killed this. They knocked this out of the park. This really shows me Vosteed's intentions and where they're going, man. Knives like this, you know, this is, like I said, this is going to be probably their best model yet. It might be for a while. This might be a little bit difficult to top. I guess there's always ways to improve things, make a version 2, you know, something like that. But there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.